It's really hard to pose with a really big pile of hardbacks. Like, who's to say this isn't a workout? I mean, come on. My arms should be buff by now. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another requested video. This is another suggestion or requested video. This was another suggestion that was put out when I asked what you guys wanted to see for my 500 sub video. I kept this suggestion because I liked it. And I don't think I've done a video where I just talk about my favorite standalones. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite standalones. There's a few standalones I'm not mentioning because I've mentioned them in so many other recommendation videos. So we're just going to jump onto this pile and talk about some of these standalones. So the first book I want to mention is The Forgotten Book by Mitchell Glazier. This is a translated book. It is originally written in German. This turned out to be a boarding school magical mystery Pride and Prejudice retelling. So if that doesn't pique your interest, I mean, I didn't even see the Pride and Prejudice retelling. I just knew that it took place in a boarding school and I wanted to read it. I've done a full review of this. I love boarding school mysteries. Like, I love boarding school mysteries. I was that kid who wanted to go into like really old colleges and universities and kind of like snoop around and try to find something, even though you're not going to find something because it's Canada and we don't have anything interesting like that in Canada. All the magic is in Europe, but we don't have magic in Canada. We're boring. I really enjoyed this for the magical element. It had a dark, whimsical feeling to it. I like dark books if they're dark and whimsical. I don't like dark and creepy or dark and scary, but I like dark and whimsical. Like, there can be a bit of a fear factor in there, but like not creepy or bloody or weird or anything. Like, dark and whimsical. If that's an aesthetic, I'm making it one. Another one of my favorite standalones is The Heart Between Us by Lindsay Harrell. I loved this. And you don't see a lot of these types of books on my channel because it is a contemporary adult Christian fiction. Yeah, you don't see a lot of these on my channel. I own 3. And I really like this one. I related with this one personally. I was really invested in the characters. There were so many things in here that I related to on a personal level. This main character had a heart condition. I have a heart condition. I kind of could identify with some of her fears and her anxieties, especially her fears and anxieties I totally identified with. And it was like reading about yourself or about the self you wanted to be. And I felt that with the character because she almost had a person she wanted to be. And I could relate, and that's why I really enjoyed this story. It was also a very well done audiobook. 2 standalones to recommend. This has kind of been the year of Jennifer A. Nelson for me, and I really loved A Night Divided and Resistance by her. A Night Divided, it takes place during the rise of the Berlin Wall, and Resistance takes place during World War II, during the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. These are both events I don't read a lot about. I was very fascinated by them. And I really love the way Jennifer A. Nelson has attention to detail, fantastic characters. Sometimes you feel like her stories are going into different directions, but they still really flow into a main storyline. And I feel like she just has this incredible way of engaging you into a story, having those moments of being on the edge of your seat, but then, you know, taking you back, getting you back into the story, then throws you back on the edge of the seat again. She has a really good way of doing that with her stories, and definitely these 2, because there's a lot of suspense of like, are they going to get caught? Are they going to make it? So there's a lot of that with these types of books by her. Like, do I really have to say anything more about this one? I was so taken aback by Maud. I've talked about Maud a lot. If you like Anne of Green Gables, even like this much, if you like Anne of Green Gables just a little bit, you should read Maud. You will enjoy it. I was inspired by Ella Montgomery. Melanie J. Fishbane did an amazing job of research and putting the work into creating a fictional biography. It's incredible. So I highly recommend Maud. I did a full review on it. I've gushed about this. This was my favorite book of 2017. I've reread it. It is one of my favorite standalone novels. New this year and probably going to hit Best Book of 2018 is Fox by Nadine Brandes. This was an engaging story. This was a fantastically done historical fiction with a great mix of magical elements, had amazing characters, had amazing storyline. I loved this book and I recommend it. It was a fantastic standalone. I'm glad it's a standalone because of the historical events. I think it would have dragged on or ruined the historical aspect of it if it was a series, but it makes a fantastic standalone. And it's the perfect size. It's a nice medium book. It's not chunky. It's not too small. Everything wraps up really well. It was a great, great novel for 2018. I'm looking so forward to Romanov and seeing what else Nadine has coming out, but Fox is probably going to hit Best Book of 2018. I don't see anything else that has the potential of being my favorite book of 2018. So those are some of my favorite standalones. Sometimes it's nice to read a story that doesn't continue or leave you at cliffhangers and you have to wait till the next book comes out. Sometimes it's nice to have a break in between and just get one story, one go at it. You don't have to wait. You're not at the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen to your characters. You get it all in one shot. Also, let me know in the comments below if you have any recommendations for standalones, because as you can see, I'm kind of a series person or a trilogy person. It was really hard for me to even find that many standalones on my shelf. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!